The queen of how to. Come on and see what I'm gonna show you how to do. Hello, I am Beverly Kane, and welcome to my channel, The Queen of How To. That's me. In today's episode, we are on week 2 of our 4-week series of falling in love with my hair again. As my hair has made clear, it's like, listen, you gotta love me, girl. You gotta quit putting all this other stuff ahead of me and just let me shine. So that is what I am doing. I started last week, so hopefully you watched that one. If not, definitely take a little stroll down my, page and go check out last week. But this week, in week 2, the focus is the conditioner that I made and how I used it on my hair. You'll see the shampoo process and everything else, and even how I got this cute little style. You like my little curls and little bun. But the focus this week is the conditioner. So definitely stick around and watch and see how I make and how I use my homemade conditioner and how I achieved this super cute style using only pure or homemade products. So that is what's happening in this episode. So glad you have joined me. Welcome to all the queens who have been with me consistently and who are subscribers. And welcome to the new queens who have just recently found me, or this is your first episode. Thank you so much and continue to watch to see what's next. As I said in the beginning, just want to make sure that I'm doing the best for my hair, loving it, talking to it, doing all the things. So these are the curls from last week. I'm sorry, before I started messing with them. So they stayed intact. I did just pin it up. I just used some bobby pins just to kind of, put them closer together. But this is the same hairstyle with my, what are those things called? Flexi rods that I used last week. So I'm just taking the bobby pins out now and getting ready to comb it out before it's time to shampoo. But I was very impressed with how well my curls lasted. Like I said, all my little homemade products worked just fine. So this, make sure there's no more bobby pins in there anywhere. Yeah, I think we're good. So I'm just going to comb this out before I go and wash it out. Okay. Very gently, don't want to be crazy. Okay. Okay. So this is how much hair I lost from this week. And this is obviously the first time I've combed it because I didn't want to mess with my curls, but this is all the hair I lost. So I actually feel good about that because like I said, I had been losing a lot more than that. So that I feel good about this, that I'm losing a lot less hair than I had been. So that's good. And so now it's time to go and, good, no more came out. Time to go and wash it. Getting ready to wash it, but just wanted to say that my hair is very moisturized. I don't know if you can see that, but it's still got a lot of moisture. So it still had a lot of sheen. So I'm excited about that. And like I said, this part is not our, washing is not our focus because that was last week, but I just definitely had to share that of how much moisture it still has and, the sheen that my hair still had. This is towel dried after washing. And let me tell you, this smells so wonderful because, again, just like last week, as I read all the ingredients, it's full of awesome essential oils like peppermint and mint and vitamin E oil and anyway, lots of wonderful things. So it definitely makes my scalp feel lovely, which I appreciate. And as you saw during the shampooing, I used this, and I got this from the dollar store, and I just rubbed it all over my scalp as I was shampooing, just to really stimulate the hair follicles, to keep things growing and all that, and combed my hair. And so this, again, I just want full disclosure, this is the amount of hair I lost. You barely even see it when I combed my hair, while it was wet. So anyway, losing less hair. So I'm very excited about that. Now it's time to do my conditioner. So watch this next segment to see how I make it. You won't believe the simple ingredients that I'm using to make this conditioner. You probably got them in your kitchen right now. So take a look. For this week's focus, week number 2, I am showing you how I make the best homemade hair conditioner. It's 3 ingredients that you find in your kitchen. I know we spend so much money on all these things that are the latest brands, that are the latest, things for natural hair. But I remember way back, when I was a little girl, I remember people using this, and I thought back and I'm like, I'm going to go back to using the good old days stuff on my hair because my hair was nice and soft. It was nice and thick. And so I'm going back to that, and I'm taking you with me. So the 3 ingredients that we are going to use is good old mayonnaise. You can use whatever brand you want. I'm a Duke's girl. But mayonnaise, and why is because mayonnaise is full of fatty acids and amino acids and things that are great for our hair. And then the second thing we're going to be using is good old grade A eggs. Eggs are a very high source of biotin. And you see all of these products that they're talking about nowadays full of biotin, and you need it to buy it because it's biotin and it's expensive. Eggs are a very good source of biotin. And then honey, regular honey. This is 100% raw honey. And so those are the 3 ingredients that I'm using to make this hair conditioner. And that's what I'm going to put in my hair after I wash it. So last week you saw, the whole washing process. Today you're going to see me making the conditioner and how I use that. Woo! Another hot flash coming, people, but that's okay. So I have a mason jar here that I'm going to store it in, and I will be storing it in the refrigerator. But I'm just going to measure out 1 cup of mayonnaise. Okay. Get all that in there. But yeah, it's so, and the benefits of using these things on your hair is it's going to make it softer. It's going to make it stronger. It's going to make it retain hydration better. So it just is great all around. And again, these are things that we probably all already have in your kitchen. A little bit more to get a full cup here. Okay, so 1 cup of the mayonnaise. Let's put that in there. And it's best to use like one of these little silicone spatulas. That way you get as much as possible back out of your measuring cup. See? So we're going to use that, and then I'm going to, let's do the honey next. I'm going to do 1/4 cup of honey. Let me put that down so I can get a good squeeze here. Building some muscles here too. Okay, let's get that in there. Almost. All right, there we go. So 1/4 cup of honey. And honey also is a antioxidant. So that's going to be good for your scalp as well. So let's get all of that in there. And lastly, I'm going to add 2 eggs. Should have had this out already, but oh well, I'm right here where I need it. So I'm just going to crack 2 eggs and then mix them up and then put it in there. There's 1. Oop, and there's 2. Lost a little bit of my shell there, in there, but that's okay. You can get that out. Come on, egg. All right. I don't want to leave. Okay. There we go. And a piece of shell in there that we don't want. All right, and then I'm just going to whip this up and put it in here with the mixture. And now I've got some hair conditioner for the next, I'm sure, 4 weeks or so. All right, now I'm just going to mix all of that up because that, needs to be mixed. All of those ingredients need to be incorporated together. And if you have a beater, whisk or a beater, you can use that too. But I'm just going to whisk this up and make sure all of that gets incorporated together. And this is going to be my hair conditioner. And not only for the next 4 weeks, this is what I'm going to start doing. I am going to start using natural, or pure products on my hair and not just the latest thing, because I don't think that stuff is always doing the best for us in the long run. All right. All right, that's incorporated. That's what it looks like. And so I'm gonna sit this in the refrigerator, let it thicken a little bit, and then you'll see me using it on my hair in the next frame. Wasn't that easy? I'm like, it's so easy. And again, that's something I remember, from way back. So I will say my hair is softer this week than it was last week. So I'm about that. I'm all about that. It's not feeling as, hard as it did. So I'm going to take my conditioner, and I just have been leaving this in the refrigerator. So I'm sure that's going to give my scalp and my hair, a nice sensation. But I just need this. Well, I'm going to part it with my fingers and then some little duckbill clips to separate it. But I'm just going to separate it in 4 to, get the conditioner on that. So I'm just going to take the time, like I said, just to separate these into 4 sections so I have smaller sections to work with, so that I get it through all of my strands like I want it to. The other thing you will need is a plastic cap. So after I put this on, I'm gonna put it in a plastic cap and let it sit on there for 15 to 30 minutes according to what errand I get into while I let this sit. So I'm just gonna comb this out gently, and then start to apply. And this is kind of, runny. So I'm just going to put it in my hands like so and rub it together and then apply it to my hair. I want to make sure I get it all over everything well, just coating all the sections very thoroughly. We want that moisture to get into my hair, and the benefits are awesome for each of these ingredients for your hair. So definitely definitely I recommend giving this a try. All right, so that's pretty thoroughly, just want to make sure it's very thoroughly coated before I move on. Okay. So yeah, that's how I'm just going to coat it all the way to the ends. Make sure I get the roots good. And then I'm just going to twist it up, clip it up, and move on to the next section. That's been applied to my whole head, all of my hair. So again, I'm just going to put this on and let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes, and I'll be back. It's been 15 minutes, so I'm going to rinse this out and move on to the next step. Oh, I forgot to tell you, with the conditioner, make sure you shake it up. That's why it's great to put it in like a mason jar or something like that, and something clear that you can really make sure that all the ingredients, really mix back together if they start to settle at the bottom. So make sure to give it a good shake before you put it in your hair, okay? That's all rinsed out. And like I said, it's feeling better, okay? It still feels even a little softer than it did after the wash, which is nice. And definitely a little better than last week. So hopefully each week it's just getting a little better and a little better and a little better, okay? So now it's time to put in my leave-in conditioner, which again is homemade. So next week, you're gonna learn all about how this is made. But for right now, I'm just gonna comb my hair and put this in. So this is just gonna be sped up putting this in, all right? Now it's time to put that leave-in conditioner in here. So let's just split it in half. And again, you'll learn about this next week. For this week's style, I'm gonna do a bun and some perm rod curls just right here in the front, kind of a curly bang kind of thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. And what I'm gonna have to do is kind of let my hair air dry for the top. And then, like I said, just kind of put some of the setting lotion in the front to do those curls. But that's what I'm gonna do. So I need to go ahead and separate where I want this front bang to be. So let's just take that all the way across. It's like so. Yeah, that's pretty good. And let's just comb this up into a high ponytail. And I have one of those little bun makers to, okay, to do that. So I'm going to let this top set for a while so it can dry, you know, and be air dry, because I don't want to put it in a bun wet, but I want to go ahead and get that out of the way and work on this front section to do my little perm rod curls. So we got to put some setting lotion, homemade setting lotion. You'll learn about this in week 4. So let's just get that wet with the setting lotion. Run it through till it's saturated. Comb it through gently. All right, all the way to the end. And now let's just start installing those perm rods. Let's just make sure this whole thing is saturated well with the setting lotion. And just like with the flexi rods last week, you need to make sure the hair is as smooth as possible and put the, wrap the hair around there very smoothly. Make sure it's all laying down, and especially all the way to the end, that's nice and smooth. And just keep it pulled taut as you roll it down, smooth as necessary. And snap it. Okay. So let's just keep doing that same thing. So all of the perm rods are in, and now I'm just going to take this ponytail holder back off of this and just kind of give this some opportunity to air dry. So I'll be back to show you how I do the bun once that's had some time to dry, because again, I don't want to put it up in a bun wet. So I'll be back to show you how that's done once this dries, because I don't want to add direct heat as well. I'm back, and now it's time to put this up in a bun. So I am going to add just a little bit of hemp oil to this. I didn't do this on camera. I should have, and I'm sorry, but I did grease my scalp with the hemp oil. But I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the outside of my hair, as well as just a little bit of castor oil. Because again, both these things are great for helping to add, and see, it's not a whole lot, helping to help the hair to promote, thickness and growth. So anyway, I'm just going to add a little bit of that all around the outside of, my hair, and, make sure get some on the inside too. All right. And now I'm just going to take a stiff brush and brush that up into a high ponytail. Put my little ponytail holder back on it. Don't want it crazy tight. Okay, that's good. And now I'm just going to add this little donut. You can get this from you can get these from Walmart, actually. I think that's where I got this one from. But they're at beauty supply store, Walmart, anywhere in the hair section. So let me just get this. Sorry, should have had that out. But I'm just going to comb this around this, comb it straight so I can put it all around. Okay. And then I'm just going to start to tuck it under this little donut all the way around my head. And I'm going to turn around so you can see. And as you can see, there's some thinning happening right there. Again, these are reasons why I am doing the natural stuff to try to combat that. But anyway, we're just tucking this all the way around and smoothing it down with my finger. So just kind of lift it and tuck it under. Make sure the whole little donut is covered, so you're not seeing any of that. And then I will stick a couple bobby pins in here just to secure it. All right, and I'm kind of sticking the bobby pin in my hair as well as into the little foam donut inside. All right, let's do one more, just to keep it secure. All right, there we go. And now we got a nice, cute little bun up top. And now for those spots that are, you know, thinning back here that are new, I am going to show you how I camouflage those. So I have some mascara. Telling you got to use what you got. And I am just going to put it on those spots, just like so. And then kind of brush it in. Kind of camouflage my spots until that hair grows back in. And these extra spots back here, because this one is a spot that I've had that came from, you know, being a curious little 2-year-old pulling down the hot grease on myself. That one I've had all my life, well, as long as I can remember. These ones down here, these are new. So that's one of the reasons that I'm doing this whole, you know, series in the first place, because, you know, those showed up. So that's what I do to kind of camouflage that until that hair goes back in. It's the next day, so time to take off the scarf, because I just did keep my rollers in all day and just tied it up with a silk scarf before I went to bed. So let's see what we got. Okay. It is, oops, it is dry, so that's good. And our bun held strong. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just, no, I'll take them loose a little bit just to kind of fill in the gaps in my scalp here. So just take them each apart maybe 3 or 4 times. Yeah. And this is our look for the week. So I'm just going to leave it like this. At night, I'll put a bonnet on it and go about my business, and we'll just leave it like this. Or, well, I'll just leave it like this for the week. But I think it's cute. It came out well. The curls came out good. So it's simple. It's easy. I don't need to mess with it. So that's what I'm going to do for this week. Because the bun is simple enough to do, I may take that out a couple times this week and just grease my scalp with the 100% Indian hemp oil and the castor oil. You know, I may put a little bit more on that because, again, we're wanting to promote that growth and that healthy scalp. So I may do that. But other than that, this is it. So this is what I'm doing. So I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments of what you think about this style, how you think this turned out. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to take a minute and just hit the like button. Also subscribe. Would love to have you as a part of the Queen of How To family. And just take a moment just to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss anything that's coming in the future. So come back next week and join me to see what's new from the Queen of How To.